яблони и груши, поплыли туманы над рекой. Выходила на берег Катюша, на высокий берег, на крутой.
Hello everyone, this is Mr. Katyusha, and today I have another NTW3 battle replay, the mod for Napoleon Total War. So today, as you can see, it's a 1v1, France on this side, and I'm playing as Britain on this side, or the UK. So today's an interesting battle. It's a 1v1, like I said, which I don't do too many videos on. And it's pretty interesting because we're playing on the Waterloo map. As you can see, Waterloo's up there in the north, and you have the 3 different farms throughout this area here. So it is a pretty interesting battle. It gets pretty close, but for now we'll go through the army comps and what the battle is pretty much going to be about. So over here, as I said, I'm playing as Britain. I have a lot of pretty standard infantry. I also have some elites through here. I have 2 units of King's German Legion Foot. One is over here, I believe. I have a lot of elites. I have 4 units of Highlanders, being pretty good melee troops as their grenadiers. The Black Watch right here, the 42nd Foot. I have 2 units of artillery, so a unit of 9-pounder King's German Legion Horse Artillery and a unit of 9-pounder Foot Artillery. I have 2 units of cav, pretty heavy cav, a C4 here and a C3 here, both units being the 1st Dragoons and the 6th Dragoons. Now over here it looks like I'm moving up more of my Horse Artillery, which I have another unit of 6-pounder Horse Artillery moving up. Now France I'm pretty scared about because I only have 2 units of cav. Usually I only bring about 2. And Britain doesn't need as much cav as other armies because all of my troops can form square, which is pretty good. So they don't really need to support the infantry as much, but my artillery should have accounted for probably a little bit more. So over here they have a unit of 29th Foot, Dragoons and Hussars. Now these 2 units is a C6 and a C8, so my cav is a lot heavier than it, but they can definitely outnumber me, which is not good. And over here we have a unit of cuirassiers, which are also pretty heavy, which are actually heavier than this cav right here. Now the artillery is going to go at it for a little while here. I've already taken out one of their units, as you can see here, of artillery. They only have about 2 left on this pretty good hill position here. He also has a lot of good infantry units. This unit of Dragoons here, which is G3. So again, most of his units as well are pretty standard units.
Our general is under attack.
Over here it looks like a cav charge. I'm charging my Dragoons into his unit of C6, which I should definitely be able to win. Which it looks like I am going to win here. I'm just going to charge his unit of cav, which has just routed my general. Maybe he'll come back, I'm not too sure. He's retreating now. He's going to send these unit of Hussars into my flank, which is not good. I'm still breaking. Okay, so I've already broken this unit of Dragoons, which is good. But now he's going to get me right in the flank here. My troops are already a little bit tired. Using his speed there in the flank, getting me when I wasn't ready. Looks like he's going to break them here. Now I am doing some damage to his cav unit here, which has almost been broken, but taking about 16 casualties there. But he's going to get out just in time before my heavier cav can come in. So yeah, losing my unit of cav there definitely wasn't good. Also losing my general. He is still alive, I believe, but he has taken some casualties, so maybe he'll come back, maybe he won't. And the line still haven't formed up yet. I moved my unit of cav over here to the flank to fire on his cav and get more kills on this unit, especially because this is a 12-pounder with 4 cannons, so that's definitely dangerous. I'm less worried about the 8-pounder over here. Which I've already done a lot of damage to. So right now I'm focusing most of my fire on this artillery here, not so much the infantry or cav, which I've taken out a lot of troops from this infantry here. So over here, as you can see, this unit right now, my unit of horse artillery has been taking quite a beating. They've already lost 10 troops, which is definitely not good. Over here, my infantry in the front lines have taken some casualties, but not as much as the French have so far from the engagement between the artillery. So over here, he still has two good units of cav. One is only a C8, but it is the C3 over here, and I believe another C8 over here. So some light cav, but a good unit of cuirassiers there, which is going to be hard to beat with my unit of the Royals, which are a little bit later. Here I'm moving up my infantry, my light foot over here, and the first foot guards, which these two units right here, these three, are very good units. The first, second, and third foot guards. And also some of my, here taking the center will be a lot of my Highlanders here. I have my Black Watch behind this building in case I need to take it. I'm going to be trying to defend this point here in the center. So right now he gets the first shots on me, but his angle isn't necessarily the best. Only about half of his unit is able to fire off, maybe a little bit more than that. So I'm going to run my troops, get them into position, which hopefully I can do in time. Looks like they're not going to be able to farm up in time, and he's going to move his unit out here. But I'll be able to flank him hopefully with these units here. So I'm going to open fire pretty soon if I'm in range. I believe their lines are not quite in range either. So I have this small divot here that I'm trying to take cover behind. These guys taking a lot of casualties here through this bush. My troops don't really have a great angle here, but they can get some kills here. Probably a better angle than my enemy. We're here opening fire already on his troops, so hopefully getting some kills here. Now he spread out his units pretty wide. This unit getting pretty wide on the flank. His unit of dragoons here, which I'm going to be firing on through this bush slash tree line here. And I'm starting to move up my 3 units of infantry up to his 3, which it seems like he has right now. But I do have these units behind here that can start marching up pretty soon and support if they need to. Over here, still opening fire on this unit of dragoons, so pretty bad on the flank here, and mainly in the center. Most of the combat's going on right now. Over here, he's opening fire on this unit of my artillery here. So hopefully I can take out their cannons before actually advancing further, because they're definitely going to take out a lot of my troops. Here it looks like we have an attack on my flank, which I wasn't ready for. Microing around the battlefield, which is definitely not good. They're going to get to my flank here. The unit of C4, so they do have more cav in the flank here, which is definitely not good. No, I didn't form square quite in time. I wasn't looking at this area of the battlefield, which is definitely not good. I think I look over here just in time. But yeah, I definitely do take a lot of casualties from this one engagement here. Still, with my artillery, I have a small divot right here, which is saving some of my troops, my artillery. So yeah, again, they're getting right into my unit, but they're already a little tired, so I should be able to do some damage here. And they won't be able to do as much damage, so I'm going to form a square here. Hopefully kill some of their cav. Taking out that poor guy there on the horse. Yes, they've broken 2 of my units, which definitely should come back. This one maybe not so much. But yeah, they get away with only about 20 casualties. I'm still getting fire on them from my cannons. But a bad micro on my part there. Doing a great job with this cav getting my flank. Over here I formed a square. Now this cav charge is a little bit less successful. He does get my flank, but not quite in time. I break them with this unit of square that he got caught on here, it looks like a little bit. So using lighter units of cav here to kind of stall my infantry during this line battle, because he does realize that he's probably a little bit outnumbered here. I have 4 units against his 4, and I have 2 here against this 1, which should definitely win. I have 3 units fighting his 3. On this flank, 3 fighting his 3. So I outnumber him here by about a unit. Now again, not microing quite right with my infantry, which is definitely not good. losing the flank there to a unit of C8. So really utilizing his cav great in this battle here. Now this unit is starting to go into the red, even though they've only taken about 30 casualties. Which is definitely not good. So some of the morale of the troops are starting to dropping as their general has ran away. So the morale here is affecting quite a lot of the units, having a big impact. Here's some of my troops. I try to use the terrain a little bit, but obviously it's not doing too much for my army. I'm still taking a lot of casualties. Here now I'm outnumbered by a unit, so I'm going to move these two units back and have this unit here to fire on that unit, so it's more even. So instead of having 2-on-1. So here it looks like he's moving his troops forward. He's doing a cav charge, or not a cav charge, his cav charge with a 5th cuirassiers here failed. So I'm still in the square, but hopefully I can hold off this unit here, which it looks like I will be able to. Which is good. So holding off the flank. Now it's 3 versus 2 units. On this flank it's definitely not looking good. My 2 units are coming back, and he only has about 1 unit of cav, or 2 here, that are still intact. This unit of cav is coming back for some revenge here. His grenadiers, I should call, or not for revenge, but another jab at my army. So I'm going to move my 2 units here, microing a little bit better this time. And he's getting a lot of friendly fire here, as well as me shooting on his troops as he's running through the middle of this line battle here. So forming a square just in time with these 2 units, that should be able to kill some of his troops here. So I'm going to form another square just in time, which his troops doing a good job of microing again, pulling them back right before they got killed there. Now I'm getting friendly fire here on this unit, which is unfortunate, but they already have taken quite a lot of casualties. So here now I've pushed them off the flank, so now I'm kind of freed up, which I haven't quite moved up yet, but it will be a good idea to do so pretty soon. Napoleon over here trying to get his troops back in the battle. Over here firing on their flank. The unit of the Royal Irish and the King's Legion foot. So holding a very strong line here. And even though the French are outnumbered, they're still doing a good job of holding me off. So now I haven't quite killed his cannons yet, which I definitely want to do with my artillery. But so far, I haven't done too much damage to it, which is bad. Over here now, some of the line battle, some of the bullets flying over are probably doing some damage to the units, but not too much. Now over here, this unit has lost quite a lot of troops, but over here, still not too much, only about 17. Over here, he's trying to get a cav charge on the flank, which I'm going to form a square just in time. Which most likely he probably will have a good chance at breaking this unit, since they're pretty low on health, but it looks like they are going to be able to recover. Now a slow cav charge here, which should be able to hold off. So I've broken this unit of Hussars here, which I should be able to, they should rout for a while now. So it looks like he's charging in a unit of the 1st Grenadiers here, and moving up the other 2 units, so stalling my troops here. So now the Cuirassiers, with brute force, have managed to kill my unit here of 87th foot. Okay, that was weird. That guy just glitched out and flew over here. Now I do have a unit of 14th foot still there. I've lost the Excellers and the King's Legion foot, which is definitely not good. So now it's balanced out a lot more in this flank. There's 2 units versus 2. I probably outnumber him in terms of how many troops I have. Actually, it's a 3rd unit, so he's retreated them back now. Over here, this unit looks like they're about to break, but I am starting to break their center a little bit here. I'm not sure. I think he is getting a little bit of friendly fire on his own units here. Hitting them in the back with cannonballs. Over here, his unit has come back, but I should be able to break them. Again, trying to stall me with this unit of Cuirassiers here. And get damage in while I'm forming a square. Getting off only 1/4 of fire I would. So I'm going to retreat these troops a little bit back here. Hopefully I'll be able to break this unit of Cuirassiers, or maybe a little bit later. at least damage them a little bit. He is also getting a little bit more friendly fire now. But they're safely going to get out of there, which is good for his army. Over here, one unit is about to break, which is good. They're wavering right now, so hopefully they will break soon. He's sending Napoleon out to help the morale. Over here, my 2 units have come back, the Excellers and the Prince of Wales' own, which I can move them back to the flank. Now I'm going to retreat these 2 units because, well, was going to be 3, but they were broken by both the artillery and the units of infantry here. So I'm going to retreat them here. Now I have 4 units on the flank. And this unit of 42nd Foot Black Watch still holding there. Over here, the 1st Foot Guard holding this road here. I've successfully broken the Dragoons. Hopefully they'll be broken for the rest of the battle. But they could come back. But I'm hoping that they don't. Over here, I'm trying to weaken his unit of cuirassiers before they can do any damage to my flank, so I'm going to fire on them. But now I'm going to refocus my fire back onto the cannons. So we've taken out 1 more guy from this unit, and actually a considerable amount against this unit here. They've lost almost half of their unit, which is definitely a bigger concern is that unit of 12-pounder artillery. So over here, my 4 units on the flank now against his 3, so I should be able to win on this flank. The center's looking really good for me. 2 of his units are about to break, and 1 is orange. So hopefully I can move up. Now as I said, I'm moving up my troops through the bushes again here. So I'm winning on both flanks right now. He is outnumbered by 1 unit on this flank, and he's outnumbered by 1 unit on this flank. So once I break his flanks, I should have this battle pretty set. But I mean, again, cannons can do a lot of damage to infantry using canister. So now 2 of his units have are in the red, but 1 of them, actually a lot of them are swaying between orange and red. So once I break his center here, it should be looking pretty good for me, as well as the flanks here. This flank over here about to break as well. The 2nd Grenadiers, even though they are elite, they have taken a lot of damage, so they should be able to break pretty soon. Looks like he's going for another cap charge on my flank, which I'm going to form a square just in time. He's going to try to get out of there again, but it looks like he's been dragged in to melee, which I should be able to win. And hopefully save my flank. So it looks like I've broken a unit here, so I have 3 against his 2 here. And I've also broken 2 units and his in his center. So it's looking really good for me now. So I have 4 units advancing onto the flank over here. I'm going to have these 3 advance in the center, and these 4 onto the flank over there. So keeping a pretty basic line with my infantry here. So now winning the center, you can see how many casualties from the overwhelming numbers I had against their flank, and the artillery as well, helping in the center right here soften up some of their units, but really taking out a lot of their troops. I mean, I've taken a lot of casualties as well, but not quite as close as the French took. And I also had a little bit of a terrain advantage here, having this small, some of these trenches here in the road are sunken roads here, and little dips that I could use. So now the cannons, as I said, are going to do quite a bit of damage to my army, which is why cannons can really make or break a battle here. So now his cannon has gone into red, which is good, but they could go back up. Which it looks like they're shaken, so they're between red and orange right now. So they might go back up a little bit soon. Over here, this unit is still relatively healthy, even though they still have taken a lot of casualties. 6 from last time we checked up on how many troops they had. Over here, I'm going to move my 3 units to the flank because I'm pretty confident that these 3 units should be able to wipe out these 3 over here. Now it looks like he's going to be using canister. I'm not too sure if he's in range. Maybe he's still using standard, which it looks like this unit is still using standard, but this one might be using canister here. They are about to break soon, which it looks like they have just broken. with only 7 troops out of the original 24. Over here, you guys find firing canister now, which you will see will really chew up my units here. This one already going to orange after just 2 hits. This one breaking the Gordon Highlanders. Now the Cameron Highlanders trying to kill this unit before they can do any more damage, but it looks like they're going to be able to do quite a lot of damage before I'm able to break them. Here they've already lost a lot of troops from the canister alone. So over here on the flanks, I have 5 units against their 3. Now they have some really damaged units here, which hopefully I'll be able to win. Looks like he did another charge with his Katyusha there, which again did not really pay off, especially because they're pretty tired, not super tired. But still, yeah, they've also lost a lot of casualties. So playing as Britain here kind of helped me against their cav. Being able to form the square really helped. Over here now I have 3 units that have just broken their last of 3 units here. So I should be able to push these 4 units around the flank and hopefully take out the scanner, which is doing a lot of damage to my units. I'm surprised the Cameron Highlanders haven't quite broken yet. So now the gunfire from my infantry here isn't doing quite a lot of damage, which is bad. I wish I could do a little bit more damage, but I guess it's not really the best view. So yeah, again, they're unshaken, so they're not quite about to break, but they're also pretty damaged there. Looks like they're about to go into wavering now. Again, another charge from the Cuirassiers. I'm going to form a square. Just in time. Over here, it looks like it finally broke his unit of Grenadiers, which fall. A pretty heavy cav unit. Over here, they have managed to break a unit, the Excellers, again. But yeah, I'm going to get out of a square there, hopefully, pretty soon. So now I'm rushing up these 2 units of infantry, and hopefully just gun down his cannons here. Now you can see how much damage canister can do to a unit that was relatively healthy once they first got here, but now they only have 79 out of the original 199. So now I'm going to fire on his cannons, which this unit right here has not done any damage to them. Right there, only getting about 1 kill. And my cannons should start doing a little bit more damage. 25 now, so I'm advancing on them. It looks like he's still trying to fire a canister at my unit of Cameron Highlanders, still doing damage surprisingly from that distance, which hopefully they'll move up now. Over here, I'm badly outnumbered. I have 1 unit to 2 now after the 3rd one broke, but their units are damaged, where my 2 are about halfway damaged, but still not great. So it looks like he's going to fall back his army now, moving up my troops. So now here's where things get kind of interesting, I guess you could say. So we were going to do a thing where I let him retreat, and he's going to be able to hold Frasermont up here, this building over here, and I'm going to have to attack him to balance out things a little bit more, because in a line battle right here, I mean, which it is an online battle, but it's going to be pretty interesting to see if he can hold or not, and things get pretty close at this point in the battle. So pretty soon I'll start moving up. Gonna move up my artillery pretty soon down this road. Some of my artillery has already moved up. Now I did lose the horses to the back of one of the cannons, so everyone just got on 1 cannon now. I'm gonna start moving up my infantry. It does take a little while at the end, so that's why I'm fast forwarding it. But it does get pretty intense once we're actually in the town in the combat. Here he's retreating his unit of 108th still. The last unit to retreat from the flank over there. The only surviving unit from that flank. Over here, moving some pretty decent units to the flank to defend the house here, the outside of the house. And inside, I'm guessing he still has his 1st Grenadiers, which will definitely be able to hold down that house pretty well against my troops. Since my Highlanders have taken quite a beating, except for the 42nd Black Watch, which I pulled over from the town over there in La Haye Saint. Or La Haye Saint. Not sure if I'm saying that quite correctly. But anyway, we'll get on with the battle. Over here it looks like I'm advancing up this road, which does take a little bit of time. So still firing on the house, trying to soften up whatever's inside of it or the troops outside of it with artillery, which I only have one cannon, which probably isn't doing too much damage, but we'll see how this plays out. So again, I'm gonna fast forward it. My foot artillery is still on their way. My Royal's not really doing too much. And I believe he does have one unit of cav left, or I don't think he might not have a unit of cav. I thought he did, but maybe he doesn't. So Napoleon's still here, fully healthy, with his Mamluk friend over here and another Hussar-looking guy. So over here is where the battle actually starts getting intense towards the end. So over here, this unit is starting to break. This unit of 2nd Foot Guards, the Coldstream Guards here, are firing on the 108th of line. This unit of 52nd Light Foot has just been broken, and my very healthy unit of 1st Foot Guards, or kind of healthy unit, are going to be firing on the 2 units of 108th line on the flank there. So now I'm going to charge in into the building here, which probably won't have too much success since it's just one unit, which is very badly damaged. I'll have to wait for the Highlanders to come in and hopefully clean it up in there. So over here, retreating my troops back. They've taken a lot of casualties so far. It looks like he's advancing his 2 units here of 108th line, which I'm firing on with my unit of cannon here. I think I'm still firing on the house, I'm not sure. My foot artillery is still making it down the road there. It looks like I'm going to be charging in my Highlanders here. A unit of Kingsham Legion Foot, along with my 1st Foot Guard, should be able to hold off this flank pretty well. Now my unit of 2nd Foot Guards, as expected, did, they were broken, but I did some damage to the 1st Grenadiers inside the grognards in there. So some old guard is stationed in this building, so I'm going to send in some of my 42nd Foot, which it looks like they actually have 2 units of, which I'm pretty badly outnumbered here. 160 versus 91 and 108. So yeah, a lot of the musket fires my troops came in did weaken this unit a lot, as well with some melee combat against 2 units of grognards. It's definitely going to affect the morale of my troops in there. Now I do have a little bit of the Cameron Highlanders supporting them, but other than that, not too many troops in there. So we're going to fight in there. They've been broken. Over here we have the 108th line still coming back with only about 63 troops, but definitely weakened. And I'll fast forward a little bit here again. So my 3 units have been able to break 1 unit of 108th line, but he still has 2 units left. 1 that's pretty badly damaged and 1 that's still doing okay in terms of numbers. So over here I have these 3 units that are going to fire into the house, which does affect the morale a little bit, as well as weaken some of the troops inside, which are probably doing more damage to my troops than I'm doing to theirs, but at least I can weaken the garrison in here a little bit. So I have these 2 units of troops that are going to be charging in pretty soon. We'll see them charge up to this house here. Some troops of 108th line trying to cut off their assault, but it looks like they will not make it in time. Here's some of the old guard firing point blank on my troops here. Looks like both units have actually broken here, or at least one of them have. I think actually both of them. So the Agralshire Highlanders breaking there, and the Cameron Highlanders, which is definitely not good. I've lost all of my Grenadiers here, or at least all of them. I have still a unit of the Jocks, the Bill Browns, and the Kingsham Legion Foot still outside of this house. But again, not doing too much damage to the troops inside. So it's definitely gotten a lot closer here. This town assault is not really doing too great. Over here, my unit of Black Watch did come back, as I expected them to. They didn't take too many casualties. And I still have my unit of Cav back here, and they're not really doing too much. It's not great. Over here, my 3rd foot falling back now. I'm moving up my 2 units here to fire on this unit of 108th line. Over here, 42nd foot, moving into the flank. So really, before I want to go in, which has probably been affecting some of my troops, is trying to clean up the troops outside of the building first, then going in. So I'm going to try to take a more patient approach on this assault. So now charging into the flank of this unit. Looks like they're going to retreat just in time, though. So I'm going to charge them in here. Have some of the 42nd foot behind them. I'm about to fire on the French units here. Hopefully I won't get too much friendly fire, which would be pretty bad. Over here, a unit of 3rd foot guard having a perfect view on some of the French soldiers inside to fire at. So I'm going in for a charge here. Which some of my troops are going to get cut down by musket fire here. So breaking both my units before they charged in, which is kind of a bummer. But I think I am starting to move up my unit of Cav. Doesn't look like I have yet. I have my unit of foot artillery that has finally got here, but I haven't unlumbered them yet. Over here, opening fire on the troops inside. My Black Watch over here haven't quite kind of moved up, which I didn't want them to do. They were supposed to be here, but they kind of pivoted there. Over here, the 108th line, which has taken a lot of casualties, as well as this unit over here. But they are still in the green, which is definitely not good. Well, this one's in the red now. I think they're getting some friendly fire here with their units. So now still getting fire into the building, not doing too much damage. Now it looks like I'm starting to finally move over my unit of 1st Dragoons. My cannons haven't unlumbered yet. Looks like they're going to do that now. I'm going to get fire on this unit right here of 108th line. Hopefully. Looks like they didn't quite unlumber in time. Let's see here if I do any damage. Hitting the house there, which isn't very good. So over here, still doing a lot of damage from shooting at the building here. To the troops inside, which is really my main problem right now. Over here, my artillery can't quite fire. I guess they don't really have quite an angle because of the house. This unit should be able to fire, but I'm not quite sure what they're doing. Over here, my 1st Dragoons are moving up now. So yeah, holding this hill here, near this road. My unit's going to come back here. I'm going to try to get more fire, but it's probably not going to go too well. Looks like he's moved his unit of 108th line here, so I'm going to move them around the river, not charge into a square. I've already lost a couple of troops there, but not too many, which is good. So now I'm going to go around the flank here. Napoleon's going into the square here. It looks like they've already got a lot of friendly fire again. Now it's just Napoleon himself here. So yeah, my unit right here has taken a lot of casualties, but I have killed quite a lot of the troops inside, but still not enough. Now my artillery might be doing some damage, but probably not as much as the musket fire, which my unit of 3rd Guards, my last infantry unit, has just been broken, which is definitely not good. Over here, pretty soon I'm going to cross over my 1st Dragoons and get a cav charge into the French here. So this is one of the last major points of the battle pretty soon. So they're going to cross over here. Okay, so let's see this here. They're going to go in for a charge here. Obviously, these two units are going to form a square, which is probably the most sensible or logical idea. But they are damaged, and again, like we saw earlier, a unit of pretty heavy cav, they're heavy enough, can use enough brute force and take out the infantry here, which it looks like I break a unit pretty soon. Maybe I'll break both of them. I've already broken one. The other has ran out of troops and doesn't have enough to form a square, so they came out of a square. It looks like I'm going to... I've already killed Napoleon, which is definitely going to hurt their morale here. So I've cleaned up all of the troops around the house here, but resulting in a break from my first dragoons. So now the only thing left are the two units in the house here, and my cannons up here. So what we decided to do, since it was kind of a stalemate at this point, which is a pretty good sportsmanship from my enemy here, instead of staying in the house and just sitting there until someone did something, he realized that the battle was lost and did the good thing here, and he charged out his troops at my cannons with one last good heroic charge here. So he has both units out here now getting ready for a charge right at my cannons. So it looks like his troops are ready here. They've assembled. They're going to charge pretty soon. I'm just going to fast forward it here, because obviously they're still maneuvering their way around the flank here. Okay, so now they're going for the charge. The charge of the grognards here. I'll remove the map here. So this unit coming around the flank kind of ran the wrong way, so they're going to come back around here. They're getting pretty close to the cannons, about a third of the way now through the wheat field here. So I'm firing some canister here, which I break the unit, but the other unit over here is a lot more healthy than this unit, so they should be able to make it a little bit further. And my foot artillery here takes forever, or not forever, I guess it's a big exaggeration, but they take a really long time to reload, which you'll see here. It gets really close here between the cannons and the infantry. So taking a big canister hit there from my 9-pounder horse, King's German Legion horse artillery, which just wrapped up the battle with a lucky hit. They could have gotten to my cannons and wiped out most of my army, but I did have a unit of 1st Dragoons back there. So this battle wasn't necessarily super fair, but I guess you could say it was kind of even. He played as France from 1811, I believe, which is that flag. I played as Britain, 1815. And 1811, or the 1806 France is an 11-pointer faction. So, yeah, it was really close here at the end. Even though he was really outnumbered, I gotta give it to him for lasting that long and almost beating me there, which is really impressive. Now, I did take a lot more loss than him, especially having, ratio-wise, having the bigger army, which makes sense. So it's pretty even in terms of losses, which is really amazing how he was able to hold out here, and he got more kills than me, which is really impressive. Now my top unit was the 2nd Foot Guard here, which the Foot Guard, both units did do a lot of the major fighting on the flanks, and in the center as well. All 3 units spread out evenly by 1, but doing a good job there, getting a lot of kills. So now I did win, but he did the right thing and charged out. So anyway, thanks for him for playing. If you're watching this video, thanks a lot for playing with me. And anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.